All right, we're going to get started for the 2025 Crypto Rump Session. Woo! We have a new rule this year that there will be only serious talks. So that's, as you all know, my reputation for how I run a rum session.
And that is everyone's favorite part of the rum session, the serious talks.
The serious talks. So I hope you're all ready. I hope you all, have your notebooks, are ready to take some notes. There's going to be a test at the end. But the usual rules apply. So the way this will work, we'll have a slide that will tell you who's up and who's on deck. So if you're on deck, please come up and be ready to present. And when you're finished talking, please remember to give the microphone and the clicker to the next person, or I will be chasing after you to get it. Please stick to your stated time. We'll give you a signal as you get close to the end of your time. And if you go over your time, we will chase you off the stage. So those are the rules. We're going to get started with our Rum Session Chair's intro, which we just did. So next up is going to be our crypto program chairs. And I believe Sunny will be giving the talk. The clicker and mic for you.
All right, so this is going to be definitely a serious talk, but it's important because it's our chance to thank a lot of people that made the event possible. So in terms of the program, we had 643 submissions, 156 accepted papers that fit in 8 LNCS volumes, and there was 5,080 pages of crypto. And so compared to last year, there were 528 submissions, 143 accepted papers, and 10 LNCS volumes. So there were more volumes last year, but that's because this year's volume size was larger. And if you compare that to 2023, where there were 479 submissions, 124 accepted papers, and 5 LNCS volumes. So crypto keeps growing. So we had a lot of help from our area chairs, who did a tremendous job. They really, let's give it up for the area chairs. Definitely took on a lot of responsibility and did a tremendous amount of work. Thank you. We had 97 PC members. So let's thank the PC members as well. So there's actually 98 people here. There's one person that's duplicated from the area chair slide. But you probably, if somebody can find it, I'd be very impressed. And in total, so this is the distribution of PC members and area chairs. The distribution is good, but ideally, of course, there's places around the world that we would also hopefully will see more PC members from in the future. We had 627 external reviewers who helped us review all the papers, and this is the distribution. And we had 1,400 authors as well. And this is how it was all distributed. So we wanted to give a very special thank you to Francisco, who was our general chair, who did a tremendous amount of work. And Francisco not only was the general chair, so organized the conference itself, but he really took on a lot of additional responsibilities that were not part of the scope of his role. And he helped us tremendously. So thank you, Francisco. We also wanted to thank Olivia from MIT, who was really kind of like the brains behind a lot of what we were doing. She really helped us out like tremendously. Anything we asked, she helped us with. So let's thank Olivia as well. And of course, Kevin and Kay. Kevin, who works on the ICR infrastructure, who's built all kinds of really useful tools and integrations. And Kay, who is the webmaster, and especially this last week has been responding to a lot of our urgent requests to post changes to the program. So, so thank you to both Kevin and Kay as well. We also wanted to thank the other chairs. So Sophia, who was the affiliated events chair, Marilyn George, who was the women in crypto chair, and Allison and Eysa, of course, were the rump session chairs. Yeah, we also wanted to thank the ICR officers, Michelle, Allison, Brian, and Benjamin, in particular because due to the political situation and the issues with immigration, we had to pivot very quickly to a hybrid format, and the board was very supportive and reacted very quickly. So we really wanted to thank them, especially for that. Yeah, we also wanted to thank the people who built a lot of the tools that we used to get the program done. So ChatGPT, Google Sheets, and Hot CRP as well. Yeah. And yeah.
All right. If you guys need a second mic, that one is on as well.
Hey, what's up? I am Nadia.
I'm Mike.
We're next year's program chairs. And this is just a very quick announcement that if you have always wanted to be on the Crypto PC, but you've never been invited, you are welcome to nominate yourself. If you were on the Crypto PC years ago and somehow people forgot about you and you would love to review papers again, nominate yourself. So we're looking for, we're still figuring out what we're going to do, but like we might have some reviewers at large, we might have some, student shadow PC situation or like student trainee reviewers. So if you've always wanted to review for crypto, please nominate yourself and we'll be figuring out the program committee for next year soon. I think that's it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, this is kind of embarrassing. Sorry. I need drinks for this.
Sorry, do we have anybody else who's willing to help me co-chair? Anyone? Okay, all right. I guess Alexis. This temporary assistant here.
Here.
Okay, and our next talk is gonna be something about research awards.
Listen, come on, like, you gotta be excited. I mean, like, it'll be like now presenting the Amazon Research Award. Like, come on, I know like you only just like won your first like Rump Session Award, and now you're tired, you're a hack and a has-been. But like,
Excuse me? A hack and a has-been.
you gotta like still try. I mean, I don't know.
You think you can do better?
Yeah, in fact, why anything you can share, I can share better. I can share anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Any slide you can say, I can say better. I can say any slide better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Is Eysa back? Come on. Let's get her out of
I
here.
don't want to be here.
Let's get her out of here.
Oh gosh, I feel like I'm interrupting something. Are you okay? Okay. Well, I got my drink, so.
All right. I'm very sorry for the interruption. Let's go on with our next talk.
I thought that was going to be funny.
No funny allowed. No funny allowed.
All right. I hope I don't need to click anything, or do I?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's going to be fall soon, colder days, shorter days, leaves turning red, and Amazon Research Awards. Soon we're going to have the call for proposal out. Amazon AWS Cryptography is looking for proposal on primitives and protocols, open source and verification, theory and novel applications. These are grants that have very few strings attached, unrestricted, basically up to $80K in money and $40K more at most in AWS credits, in addition to collaboration from people from AWS. The submission period is October. It's going to open October 1st, close November 5th, answers mid-February. I don't think that the call for proposal is up yet, but it should be soon. And here's where you can find it. Thank you.
Our next presenter is a very special Marie Edgar, who is going to be telling us about interactive goofs for wizards. So we're gonna set her up. After that, it's gonna be the NIST crypto goof if they want to get ready.
Yeah, we'll advance this. Right, okay, and this is on, all right.
Hello, I am Marie Edgar, and this is the talk that I have made. My first goof involves Palantirs. For those of you who have not read Lord of the Rings, a Palantir is an object used to communicate. In this example, Sauron, Saruman, and Elrond all have one. Sauron sends a message to Sauron. Unfortunately for them, Elrond also has a Palantir, so he gets it too. Sauron and Saruman are smart, so they use a cipher. And same thing when Saruman responds. I did not mean to do that. Okay. And Elrond notices this as a substitution cipher, so he brings out his substitution cipher cryptanalysis machine. He feeds the message into the machine. Now his machine has figured out the code. Since they're the bad guys, we're not super sorry that they didn't use chosen ciphertext secure encryption. Our next goof involves pensieves. A pensieve, for those of you who haven't read Harry Potter, is a sort of a cauldron used to store data. In this example, Edgar is using it to store things only he should know, and Edgar, not Edgar, wants to access this information. Edgar stores his important data in his pensieve. Edgar attempts to access this data, but is only met with an enter password screen. So he brings out his dictionary attack machine and successfully retrieves the password. After entering it, he is met with the desired data. Edgar notices this and replaces his password to use fuzzy extractors with an iris scanner. Although this is currently a novel way of editing a pensieve, it is effective and should be implemented in pensieves around the world. Oh, I need to.
All right, and please stick around because we may have an award this year for the youngest Rump Session participant, and I think you have a pretty good shot. All right, so moving on to our next talk.
Allison, what happened?
Is that Comic Sans?
Bro, like Allison must have made a mistake here. What are you doing?
La Tech?
Okay, so I really think I'm going to give her a run for money for youngest participant. Very youthful. All right, so if you were kind of wondering what your government is up to, at least if you're American, or what the American government is up to if you're not American, or even if you are, well, I can't answer most of that, but I can tell you a little bit about what NIST is up to. So the first thing is, wow. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the first thing is post-quantum cryptography. This is kind of a big topic. Everybody knows about this. So the important things to know, if I can figure out my pointer, the important things to know for right now, we're planning on standardizing a smaller version, some smaller versions of Sphinx Plus. Sphinx Plus is the stateless hash-based signature. It's very robust, but it's also very big and slow. You can make it faster and smaller if you're willing to settle for fewer signatures. And so we're planning to standardize some versions of that. We're also, we just recently standardized or recently selected and haven't yet written the standard for another post-quantum chem called HQC. It's code-based. So this way we will have two post-quantum chems that are based on different problems. So hopefully it seems very unlikely that one attack would get them both. And then also we've got the PQC conference coming up in September. So if you're interested in this sort of thing, this is the sort of thing you're interested in. Okay, so the second thing is the multi-party threshold cryptography project. So we're, first of all, we're looking for submissions for, eventually we're going to be requesting submissions for schemes that NIST should at least consider maybe standardizing or doing something with. And that's kind of important. We don't have the final version of the call for submissions up yet, but we will. And we've got this workshop going on in November. And so you should propose, like, if you're interested in this area, you should plan to come. Well, it's virtual, so you don't really have to even leave your home, but you show up. And also, if you're planning to submit something like some scheme, it's a really good idea to go ahead and submit like a preview write-up and maybe give a talk about it, or get some feedback ahead of time. It'll help you get a better final submission. Last thing is the stuff we're doing with block ciphers. It's kind of my first love in cryptography. So we're working on something called an accordion mode. An accordion is basically a variable width tweakable block cipher that you can choose up to some huge maximum and down to some minimum. You can just, if you want a 1,000,000-bit block cipher, you can have one, tweakable block cipher. So it's kind of cool. We've been working on that for a couple of years. We're planning to standardize Rheindal 256. So basically, this was submitted to NIST for the AES competition, but we didn't think we needed it. And well, now we're looking at it and saying, yeah, actually, we kind of do need it. So we're planning to standardize that if we don't discover some huge problem. We've also got a lot of stuff going on in block cipher modes. The most interesting one that maybe is useful for everybody to know is we're not promising, we're considering standardizing ASGCM SIV to offer people something that's a little less inclined to shoot yourself in the foot than ASGCM, which is kind of famously, it's an AAD mode that is very easy to misuse and leak your authentication key, reuse nonces. So that's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wait, how did this get in there? Huh. All right. I'm watching you. All right.
All right, everyone. Are you tired of big tech getting in your way? Compile time so long, you're missing your crypto deadlines? Or worse yet, out of sync messages constantly plaguing you? Or if you're not at a university, constantly asking to pay their subscriptions? Or my favorite, incomprehensible error messages, worse than ransomware, some might say. Well, let me introduce alternative that my friends and I've been helping with, Cricket. Has a beautiful UI, not something from the 90s like maybe some others. Also works on your phone. It's free, never hurts. It has AI, and you can even vibe code your next crypto submission. And if you're tired of typing, you can just talk to it. So also, if you have features that they don't have, the developers would like to hear and implement them, sometimes same day even. So with that, yeah, check out Cricket. It's quite nice, I think.
All right, thank you. All right, our next speaker is going to be performing in a quantum state. Choose slice. You put the green button.
All right. So we all know about the dangers of snake oil crypto, but I think most of us don't know how deep the issues with snake oil crypto are and what kind of damage it has done. And this poem basically shows the earliest known situation in which snake oil crypto has wrought immense damage. It's a tale of how naivety leads to breaches of security. It's a tale of how myopia drove us out of a pustopia. Ear and guard and ancient users wanted to be software choosers. Yet the legal branch of Eden stay away from apples bade them. Yet one user, Eve, was curious of the apple so luxurious and was noticed by a serpent who said this was fervent. This and all that gives security, secrecy with no impurity. Eat it fully homomorphically. Save your fully cryptographically. Eve was not at all malicious, but her trust was quite pernicious. As she started FH eating through side channels, started leaking oil, the one that she so much trusted, and let her privacy combusted. No, she cried, but quite fruitlessly, for her secrets leaked carelessly. That's the moral, told times 7. Snake oil crypto make us heaven.
Thank you very much. All right, and next we are going to take a roughly 15-minute break, so we will come back just after 8:30. We seem to be having some technical difficulties. Let's just take a second to get this sorted out. Oh, okay. Let's see, how can we fix that? Nope, all right. Let me try something else here. Okay, well, at least they were detected. I'm sure we're fine. Okay, I don't know why this is happening. Maybe we're in the wrong file or something.
Okay. Allison, like, come on, like, you call yourself computer scientist here. Just, press something there. That should work. There you go. Like, I don't know.
Don't clap for that.
I'm just saying, like,
I was about to push that button.
you weren't pressing any buttons up there. You were just installing more viruses on the computer. It's ridiculous. Like,
You really think you can do this job?
you really think you can do this job?
Anything you can chair, I can chair better. I can chair anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can fix, I can fix faster. I can fix anything faster than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Anyway, if you guys would rather have me for rump session chair, just let me know. It's kind of, I don't know. We'll see how the rest of things go. Yeah, Alexis for chair. Let's go.
All right, moving on to our next talk. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for a very good introduction before my talk. So, hello everyone. I'm Sora from Magna.io, a project within Ethereum Foundation. So we are taking a very ambitious challenge in cryptography, that is trying to implement IO. And we have published a paper about the new lattice-based IO and the new lattice assumption called Diamond IO, and released its partial implementation. So today, I'd like to share the benchmark result of this implementation and present our approach toward practical IO. Yeah, so this is a benchmark result. That's all. No. So note that the implementation still lacks some features necessary for sufficient security, but it implements all of the key and the novel components of our construction. And here in these graphs, x-axis denotes the input size of the circuit being obfuscated, not the circuit size. For example, you can see that our obfuscation for circuit with 4 input bit takes around 5 hours, and the evaluation takes 20 minutes, and the obfuscated circuit size is around 65 gigabytes. And this results increases non-linearly with the input size. So yeah, obviously, unfortunately, this is obviously not yet practical. And the main bottleneck is that the modulus Q increases exponentially with the input size in our current construction. And this comes from the design of the construction. So we employ 2 lattice-based encodings called GGH plus 15 encoding and the BGG plus 40 encodings. And in the first step of the evaluation process, the evaluator multiplies a lattice plane mesh matrix by the GGH encoding provided by the obfuscator according to each of the evaluator's input bit. And then the evaluator converts this to the BGG plus encoding, a different form of the encoding, and evaluate a universal circuit on this to obtain the desired circuit output. And here, the accumulated error increases exponentially with the input size because that error in the encodings is multiplied by the plane mesh matrix for every input bit. And since the modulus should be larger than the maximum bound of the error, accumulated error, the modulus also increases exponentially. So to address this problem, we are researching a noise refreshing of the GGH 15 and plus 15 encoding. A blueprint is that we divide the entire input bit into the fixed input block. And for each input block, the evaluator evaluates the circuit on the BZZ plus encoding, which outputs a new GGH encoding of the inserted input bits, but with fresh noise. And then evaluator multiplies parameters to insert input bits in the next input block, and repeat this process. And by doing so, you can see that the accumulated error only depends on the block size of this input block rather than the total input size, so that we can also bound the modulus size. And we believe this approach allows us to obfuscate the circuit with non-trivially large input size. And to implement such approach, noise refreshing practically, we are researching native support of complex operations on BZZ plus encodings, in particular, full domain arithmetic, lookup evaluations, and homomorphic PLF, which are used to sample secret and error vectors without telling them on the BZZ plus encoding. And we believe such optimization of the BZZ plus encoding leads a new way to make a non-interactive authorized private computation, in particular ABE, FE, witness encryption, and IO more practical. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Woo. Thank you so much. Our next talk will be by Adma Shul from CU Snodiogo. And then Victor is going to give the talk afterward.
Thanks. Hello, yes, I'm Adma Shul from, this one? There we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Adma Shul from CU Snodiogo. and I'm here to talk about NFalse today. Now, I know that everyone likes the funny rump session talks, but there's a place for serious rump session talks too. Almost 30 years ago, in 1996, NTRU was introduced at the Crypto Rump Session right here. In NTRU, for all of the non-lattice cryptographers in the audience, is based on ideal lattices. And today, in sort of a similar vein, I'm going to be presenting on NFalse, which is a crypto system based not on ideal lattices, but on ideals of lattices. So how many lattice cryptographers are there in the audience? Show of hands. Let's make some noise. Yeah. So for those who aren't lattice cryptographers, one of the biggest parts of being a lattice cryptographer is finding cool papers that from the title and abstract seem really interesting. They're talking about very cool stuff that's by a mathematician, so it's going to involve some stuff that's just going to totally blow my mind. And then when you read it, it's about the wrong kind of lattice. There's something called a poset lattice that is completely unrelated to the lattices we use in cryptography, but they're also called lattices. So this is very disappointing because these things are useless for cryptography. Or are they? So let's take a closer look. A lattice is a partially ordered set that's a set and a relation such that every pair of elements has a unique meet, which is a greatest lower bound, and a unique join, which is a least upper bound. An ideal of a lattice is a non-empty subset that is, we say, downward closed, meaning for all x in your ideal, everything less than or equal to x is also in the ideal. And it's upper bounded, meaning that it's closed under the join operation. We're going to extend the notion of meet from just being pairs of elements to talking about an ideal and an element. We're just going to do this set pointwise. So we'll define I meet x as y meet x for all y in the ideal. And you can see that this ends up also being an ideal. So we can take an ideal, meet it with an element, and we get another ideal. Now let's talk about lattice problems. Given an ideal G and G meet X, it's hard to recover X, probably. I'm not actually sure. I haven't thought about this too hard. It seems plausible because the meet looks sort of like a caret that would be in exponentiation. So this is sort of like a discrete log type thing. It seems fine. We're going to treat this like discrete log. So now we have our definitions. We have a hard lattice problem. It's time to do some cryptography. So we're going to build NFalse, which stands for number fields are for losers, because we're not using any number fields. This is not using ideal lattices. It's using lattice ideals. So here's how it's going to work. Our lattice is going to be subsets of the natural numbers, where less than or equal to means is a subset of. So it's A is less than or equal to B if A is a subset of B. G is going to be a fixed public non-principal ideal. Now, at this point, I know what all of you are thinking. If G is non-principal, meaning it's not generated by a single element, won't it take infinite space to represent? And the answer is yes, it absolutely will. Isn't this a problem, you're all thinking? No, it is not a problem. If you run out of space, just get more RAM or something. Moving on. We're going to do essentially Diffie-Hellman, but with lattice ideals. So Alice is going to pick a random A and send G meet A. Bob is going to pick a random B and send G meet B. The shared secret is going to be G meet A meet B, which is equal to G meet B meet A. So this is secure. We know it's correct, but it's secure under the very well-studied NFalse assumption, which I have just introduced on this very slide. So thank you very much for your attention. This has been NFalse.
All right, and our next speaker.
Okay, well, this is not going to be as funny as the previous one. I'm just going to do a quick announcement about the recent work with Anna and Ken on lattice-based accumulator and application to anonymous credential revocations. So basically, what is an accumulator? You can think of it as a commitment to a set, where basically the commitment has size polynomial in the security parameters, and for all elements in the set, you have a witness that can certify that the element is indeed in the set. And for elements that are not in this set, then it will be hard to find such a witness. And the kind that we are interested in this work is the updatable versions or dynamic versions where you have this update operation that will take an element, the accumulator value, and produce you a new accumulator value. But most specifically in this work, we are interested in dynamic accumulator that support free additions, where when you add an element, it does not change the accumulator value. And in this work, what we do is that, why this type of accumulator? It's nice. It's because it enables you to get efficient replication for anonymous credentials. And what we do in this work is that we give you the first constructions without the pre-processing from lattices, and we also show how it can be used to revoke anonymous credentials. Thank you.
All right, and now for our next speaker. Who is definitely not a speaker we have had before on the program.
I'm a different person. Hello, everyone. I'm Adam Sewell, spelled S-U-H-L. I'm here to talk about the insecurity of nFalse. All right, all the lattice crypt analysts in the room, let's make some noise. Yeah. All right, today we are going to completely break nFalse. What is nFalse? nFalse was introduced at the Crypto 2025 Rump Session by Adma Shul, who I will point out is a real person, definitely real, definitely not just me wearing a silly disguise. So it was introduced, and since then, it's actually been very widely adopted. It's used in Clopen SSH, it's used in the TLS 1.7 protocol, CableGuard VPN, libpotassium, the N-Secure library, and it's probably been used in 5 more libraries just in the time I've been talking. It's also currently being standardized as PL-Chem, the post-set lattice-based chem, which has caused at least 3 flame wars on PQC forum. It's a little bit hard to measure because sort of the baseline of PQC forum is already a flame war, but it's certainly at least 3. So this is very widely used. But really, what is nFalse? nFalse is based on ideals of post-set lattices. The lattice that's used is going to be subsets of the natural numbers. G is a non-principal ideal. Alice is going to send G meet A for a random A. Bob sends G meet B for a random B. The shared secret is G meet A meet B, which is the same as G meet B meet A. So this is nFalse. We're going to present 2 attacks. One of them is sort of satisfying in theory, but less so in practice. The other one is also devastating in practice. Our first observation is going to be that G is non-principal, which means G is going to take infinite space to represent. So since G meet A is infinitely large and requires infinite time to compute, we're essentially working with an infinitely large security parameter for this to make any sense at all. Which means an attack that has any finite runtime is polynomial in the security parameter, and in fact negligible in the security parameter, which is fantastic for an attack in theory. You know what's really large but finite? The universe. The universe has large but finite state, which leads to the following attack. We're going to iterate over all possible universes until we find one in which Alice sends the message G meet A. When we do so, we're going to rewind that universe until we can figure out what the value of A was, and we now have key recovery in finite time, which is, of course, negligible in the security parameter, which is infinite. So this is a devastating attack in theory, but it's a little unsatisfying in practice. So this brings us to the main attack of this work. We're given G meet A and G meet B. All we need to do is compute their meet. G meet A meet G meet B equals G meet A meet B. So this recovers the shared secret immediately. We call this a meet in the middle attack. So what is the thing you should remember if you remember nothing else? nFalse is completely broken, and Adma Shul, the person who came up with nFalse, is definitely not me. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And now I don't remember this being in the program, but chess seems pretty innocuous. So let's take a look. Maybe it's a submission from a remote participant. Let's see. Okay, so it's White's turn. What is the best move? I think I see where this is going. We wave. Uh-huh. Seems strange. Okay, let's see what's going to happen next. That seems like a lot of bishops here. I'm sensing a theme. Oh man, I don't know why you would do that. Alexis, this is very childish.
Why would you think I did that?
Just
It's Amazon, so.
Yeah, it's true. There are many suspicious characters around here. All right, well, this one seems safe, so let's move on to our next talk.
Hi everyone. I'm Scott Griffey. This is my work with Anna, Markolf, and Magna. It's a serious work, just clarifying. It's a succinctly verifiable computation over additively homomorphically encrypted data, making privacy-preserving blueprints practical. So first, I'm going to describe the setting. We're going to try to do a succinct proof. So in this setting, the verifier has this polynomial, which I've written out here, f0 plus f1 times x plus, fd x to the d. And then they have this commitment. And then the prover is going to have the opening to that commitment, which is y. And then the verifier is going to generate this encryption key and send that over to the, they're going to encrypt their polynomial and send that over to the prover. This encryption is homomorphic, which allows the prover to compute an evaluation of that polynomial on their y, but encrypted with the verifier's public key. And that's pretty simple to do with additively homomorphic encryption. But they're also going to compute a proof that that encryption was computed correctly with respect to this commitment and send that over as well. And then the verifier is going to verify that proof and be able to decrypt the function applied to y. So the properties we want from this protocol is that this proof is knowledge sound. So we using the proof and the black box access to the prover, we can extract y such that the relation holds. We want this protocol to be zero knowledge so that the verifier only learns f of y, even though they know the secret key to this encryption scheme. They don't end up learning the whole y. And lastly, we want the proof to be succinct, so logarithmic in the degree of the polynomial. Just in thinking about the time, I haven't put in a slide about our construction, but I was just gonna compare it to other work. So one way of constructing this is using El Gamal and bullet proofs, but if you try that to trivially apply that solution, you'll end up requiring pairings, which our solution avoids. But there's also applications of bullet proofs that don't use pairings, and our work is actually more general than that technique, so we can actually apply it to composite order groups, schemes based on the strong RSA assumption. And then there's other proofs that are similar to ours, but their definitions require the secret key for the encryption scheme to be unknown. So and so where our protocol is useful is in these blueprints, which is this paper from Eurocrypt a couple of years ago. It's like a message escrow under some predicate. Yeah, that's just a quick summary of the paper. It's on ePrint, so go check it out.
All right, thank you. And next we have another seemingly familiar speaker.
Hello. It's okay. I'm a totally different person. Yeah, I'm Adam Suhl, spelled S-U-H-L. And you may not know this, but I also do poetry. So this is a haiku that I wrote that comes straight from the heart. I would like a job where I teach cryptography. Please give me a job. Yeah, if you have any teaching faculty positions open, please reach out. That's it. That's the talk. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And oh, I think we have just another additional talk inserted from must be a remote participant. Let's see. This sounds pretty exciting though. Vulnerabilities in Amazon devices. You know how sometimes you have an Alexa or an Alexis that's acting up just a little bit. And, you know, we figured out through cryptanalysis what the problem was, which is sometimes they're just jealous of you. And so we would like to report this to Amazon and get this fixed right away. So we just wanted to make you all aware of this problem, that it's not actually, you know, anything wrong with your slides or with your rump session sharing. It's just a device malfunction that sometimes happens. All right, so back to our regular program.
All right, I would just want to talk a little bit about one of the journals of the ICR and the problems which we're trying to solve. So if you look at the two graphs up there, I think the good news, and I think Senny in the beginning of this rump session already spoke a little bit about it, is acceptance rates, and you see the three lines, they're for the Eurocrypt, AsiaCrypt, and crypto, has over the years stayed roughly the same. But if you look at the number of submissions, I mean, they're really going up, which is good news. It's great. Our community is really growing. You can see it in the table here, but it's, although I thought 8 Springer LNCS volumes was pretty insane, but I just learned we went from 10 to 8, but bigger LNCS volumes. The number of submissions is really going up significantly. And I think we as a community really has this challenge from how can we cope with this exponential growth? And one of the things which we're trying to do is that in 2020, there was a proposal from a subset of the members to create a new journal. It took some time, but in 2024, this launched, and I'm very honored to serve as one of the editors together with Andreas Hulsing. And we now have the communications in cryptology. And really the goal is to be fully open access, so diamond open access, fast decisions, like you know from the transactions we have at ICR. But it's different that there are no presentations. So there's no travel involved. And we really have an unlimited slots. So it's not like at crypto here that we're bound by the 3 parallel tracks. Any good paper can get in. And we try to be inclusive and collaborative effort. So we now have been running for 1.5 years. So I know in the first year, our goal really was to have an editorial board, which was quite large, to get the number of reviews down. Our goal was to have 2 reviews per member. We failed because we got really a lot of submissions, which is great. So this year we upped even our editorial board. We are now with 124 people reviewing, meaning that the average review load per issue is less than 2. If you look at crypto this year, it's a little bit more. I think an average PC member has to review or sub-review 20 papers, which I think is completely inhuman. So we aim for 2, but sub-reviewing generally is not allowed. So yeah, the goal of this presentation is, if you did not know of this new ICR journal, please consider submitting your work to it. If you're interested, just like crypto, which Nadia presented earlier this evening, if you are interested in becoming on the editorial board and not reviewing 20 papers, but maybe only 2, please send us an email and we're happy to get you or consider you getting on board for next year. Thanks.
Okay, hello everyone. How many got sunburned today? A few, good. Did you got your vitamin D fully loaded? Because in case you did and you want to see some darkness, you can come to Sweden. No, it's not that dark. So October, too bad, back here. Oh, this thing is fancy. So October 20 to 22 in this lovely place, which is Gothenburg, the second largest city in Sweden, there is going to be a Transparency Dev Summit. It sounds very developer, Google is involved and so on, but it's actually the occasion where we cryptographers are welcome to go and talk to developers of real-world public infrastructures and make sure that the public infrastructure works as our ideal functionality say it should. So please come. You can also submit talks. It's not a 20 minutes crypto talk. It's almost, I would say, rump session kind of talks for us. And we can have our own breakout room and workshop to discuss how to achieve consistency and transparency in this setting. Topics that I know they're interested in hearing is about PIR, ORAM, anything post-quantum, key transparency, ZK proofs, and anonymous communication. And should you be interested in visit my group, the crypto team at Chalmers, you can send me an email. And Chalmers and Gothenburg University have a shared department, so whatever email you find online, I will be replying. Thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you. And our next talk is going to be Michael Rosenberg on the impossibility of enforcing on-time title submission.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, this is not the actual title of my talk. I actually did miss the title submission. It is on the US science funding crisis. So for context, in the US, science is being drastically cut. The NSF has had layoffs, they have stopped paying out grants, and there are proposed budget cuts that are massive. Concretely, this is affecting professors' ability to hire postdocs and grad students. And when I look around, I do see colleagues who are struggling to find jobs on the academic job market just because there's a lot fewer slots. I see these colleagues taking jobs that frankly they don't want because they need the security, especially it compounds with their visa situation. What I don't see when I look around is anybody with any good ideas. I've got some good ideas. And I'll note this is a serious talk. So my first thought, to me, is obvious. The One Big Beautiful Bill passed. They had no tax on tips. This is a very natural application. I am like half convinced that they made it just for us. This has a lot of upsides as well. So first off, grad students are just going to be more grateful for the money in their pocket. Secondly, with the amount of money they're making, it's frankly more honest to call it a tip than wage. Of course, the downside is that this is limited to $25,000 a year, after which it is taxed as normal income. But again, on the upside, that's more than enough. So this decreases your tax burden, but what about not incurring the tax burden in the first place, right? So another option is don't work as much. This means cutting the amount of hours from a grad student's normal contract, which is usually half-time, to quarter-time. And what I'll argue is that this will not affect research output. And just bear with me on this. So it will soon be illegal to publish in the IACR if you receive public funding. RFK has already said that he wants people who receive funding from public funding agencies to publish in American federal journals. There's no reason to believe that there won't be American Federal Cryptographic Journal. There's no shot that those journals are any good. We will be able to publish far worse papers in these journals. Now, this has some considerations. For example, what if the reviewers aren't as nice as they are in our community? And to that I say, in our community, we have treated the peer review process as adversarial since 1982. This is nothing new. You might ask, well, what if they use AI for their peer review process where they would just hammer away and wear us down? And for that, we learned yesterday that security in ML is entirely heuristic most of the time, and there are attacks coming out constantly. Now, in the case that those attacks don't work, well, that would be a publishable result. And furthermore, with all the extra time that your grad students are saving not working on papers, they can go and get real jobs. For example, road worker, vape quality assurance person, and ICE agent. Now, hear me out. This is an oldie but a goodie. It's stuck around for a reason, okay? So the CFPB is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Okay, they're in charge of prosecuting people who do scams. Okay, since March of this year, they straight up don't exist anymore. Okay, the Hawk Tuah girl did a rug pull in December, and she's fine. Okay, so all I'm saying is we should consider doing pump and dumps, and I'll be honest, it's not easy. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about it, okay? It requires a lot of skills, okay? You have to automate complex processes, and run code through pipelines and APIs that requires learning all of these individual things. You have to do LLM prompt engineering to create text online that has exactly the tone for exactly the forum that you're going through. And you also have to lie to people to gain their trust and get their money. This is all difficult. However, these are all skills that grad students already need. Okay. Now, you might ask, Michael, these are all great ideas. I love them. I want to do them. But what have you done yourself? Why should I take you seriously? Well, I have been working on a personal project, a cloaking device of sorts. Just for context. So the government has been censoring and deleting certain keywords as they appear on web pages on federal websites. If you go to the National Park Service and go to the Stonewall Monument, you will see that so the Stonewall Monument, for context, is a monument outside of a bar in New York City where a police riot was instigated, and it was an important moment in the gay rights movement in the United States. Currently, if you go on the website, you will see that the word transgender has been removed from the site to the point of non-grammaticality. This person fought for gay and rights. This is also consistent across government, across science websites as well, also retracting papers from journals. Okay. Besides the fucked upness of all of this, I think we can use this to our advantage a little bit. What if we sprinkled some of these keywords around some of the things in our life? So bear with me. You're a cop. You're sitting on I-95. You see me flashing by, going 80 on a 60. Sirens on, you pull out, you chase me, and you're chasing me. I mean, I'm going. It takes a while for me to pull over. Eventually, I pull over. You come around, knock on the window. I roll down the window. Alcohol wafts out of my window. Okay, I'm guilty, right? License and registration. You look over, beer's in my front, back seat, and my trunk, okay? I hand over the license. You hold it up. It glints in the light. You read off the name, and instead of Michael Rosenberg, it says, Michael Feminism Climate Crisis. Your head would explode. You wouldn't know what to do. And more importantly, your computer hooked up to federal databases wouldn't know what to do. Now, I'm not sure why this is useful for funding necessarily, but I think it's fucking cool, and I think we can make it happen. So that's my time. I am looking for students, actually. So please talk to me. And I've... Oh, thank you so much. I think I got some funding, so thank you. Yeah, come talk to me after my talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As the majority owner of a heavily regulated finance company, let me say I did not read those slides and I do not endorse half of that, and I won't say which half. All right, so next up we have a 15-minute break. So we will be breaking until 9:30 and we'll be back. All right, we're gonna get started again for our third. Doesn't seem to be working. I think we're having technical difficulties here.
I think it's about time that we have a change of regime here. We've had someone who just keeps messing up over and over and over again. So I'd like to ask all of you, who would vote for me for the Rump Session chair this year, right now? Raise your hand. Let's go.
This is not up for a vote.
That's right. Her mic wasn't even working, so we don't have to listen to her. I'm just, so, I can chair anything you can chair. I can chair better. I can chair anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Any talk you can give, I can give better. I can give any talk better than you.
Clearly you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
No, yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
It's with me. You don't need it, right? Hey, the audience voted. They wanted me. Let's not be on the record.
Off the stage. That's the last we'll hear from her tonight. All right. Finally moving on to our next speaker. All right. So there's just a few, things that I wanted to just put on the record here as part of our program, just so you know. In the previous IACR election for vice president, I received 561 votes. Alexis received -1 because someone wrote in not Alexis. Also, just to point out the number of PhDs that each of us have, which, is something we value in this community. And also the citation count, which, we'll give her this one. And now on to our NIST update. Green to go forward, red to go back.
Hello, everyone. So this is going to be the second update from NIST. So we have more things that we are doing in addition to what John explained. So the first update is about the lightweight cryptography project. So after 10 years, finally last week, we published the standard that describes the lightweight cryptography standard. Yeah, it's actually worth celebration. And now we have 4 new algorithms available for use immediately. You could start using. So it's for AEAD, hashing, and 2 Zoff variants. And we also, NIST also provides guidelines and recommendations for random bit generation. We have 3 upcoming documents. One of them is about RBG constructions. These constructions are just combining entropy sources and DRBGs, deterministic random number generators. So the final version of 90C will be published very soon. Another publication that will be published very soon after 90C is the joint document from NIST and BSI authors. And the aim was to bridge the gap between RNG standards. And 90A that specifies deterministic random bit generations, it will be revised as well. We are planning to include new ZAF-based DRBGs. And NIST is also reviewing its standards every 5 years. These are the key establishment schemes and key management guidelines are the standards that we are reviewing right now. So if you have comments on this, please go to the website and send us your comments. The due dates are in September. And this is especially for students who would like to attend our the talks that NIST is hosting publicly. So we have Crypto Reading Club. It's every 2 weeks on diverse crypto-related topics. It's Wednesday mornings, DC time. And we have PQC seminars, and we also have half-day talks about privacy-enhancing crypto. So you're welcome to join. These are all virtual. And yes, that's all. Thanks.
It appears that Allison likes graphs, and since I guess I'm not allowed to be on the stage, I just thought I would present down here. Sorry, your talk will be next, but you cover talking about rump session chair. I just wanted to say that when I did my first rump session talk, I immediately won the award, and it took Allison like forever to win one. So I don't know about that. Also, if we talk about the number of rump session awards, I've won multiple, and Allison's only won one, and that was also with me. So like, I'm just saying. Also, the most important metric is height. So do you really want someone that short being rump session chair? I'm just saying. So yeah, I thought I'd throw that out there.
Guys, like, I think you guys just need to figure this out. This is a low blow. I'm sorry, but this is a low blow.
A low blow.
Oh, Eysa, you too.
I see how. But
Yeah,
you have something to say?
well, I mean, like, if we're gonna bring some charts into this, like, it's not like, does anybody really know what you guys do apart from rough sessions? Like, if you think about your research, come on, guys, you're like, you're rump session queens, but like, let's be real.
Yeah. Anyone know what I do? Oh,
Anybody know what our research is on?
ooh, that's a little awkward.
I guess we do have more in common.
Yeah, I mean, I like really want to like work with you and stuff, and
I did have something prepared just in case for this occasion.
Oh, hold a second.
Hold on. These technical difficulties are not part of the show. Okay.
It just was the same slide.
It is, yeah. Just it's okay. All right. Do you have the clicker?
He has it.
Here, I'll take it.
Oh.
Do you want to be my coach?
Well, I thought you'd never ask.
We don't need Eysa anymore.
We could replace her,
and we can do the time.
And we can be best buddies. Yes, we will. I wish we could make up.
Do you want to be my co-chair? Doesn't have to be with Eysa.
Okay, fine. Should we go restart the session?
People are asking when we will.
They say stop dragging, we're trying to.
But it's all for you, so please just chill.
We only need each other.
It's you and me. That's what we're gonna do. Do you want to be my coach?
I really want to be your co-chair. Bye, Lisa. Oh, well, this is great. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 co-chair spots, and maybe the problem all along was Isa. So there's spot for both of us. Excellent.
Let's have a round of applause for former Rump Session co-chair Isa. Thank you. Okay, you have a line. Excellent. Here's the clicker. Thank you.
All right. This talk will not be a funny one. This is about people being in jail for developing cryptographic software. And the software is Tornado Cash. As you surely know, Tornado Cash is a popular privacy-enhancing technology for the Ethereum blockchain. It consists primarily of a smart contract that accepts deposits and allows withdrawals in a way that unlinks the two, in order to allow people to protect their privacy, protect transactions from being linked to their long-term identities. And the implementation consists of zero-knowledge proofs following a variant of the Zero Cash protocol. And it's widely used. It was deployed in 2019. It's been used extensively for legitimate purposes, as well as, unfortunately, for illicit ones. For example, by North Korean hacking groups using it to launder hacking proceeds. And subsequently, it was sanctioned by the US government, including the protocol and all users of the protocol using it to transfer funds. Those sanctions were subsequently lifted following a court ruling, but some of the developers building Tornado Cash remain in deep trouble. One of these has been convicted of money laundering in the Netherlands, and another has been arrested in the US, and the verdict just came out. So let me tell you about that one. So Roman Storm, one of the 3 original Tornado Cash developers, was arrested and charged with 3 counts: conspiracy to commit money laundering, sanction evasion, and operating an unlicensed money transmission service. For context, the Tornado Cash team never had custody of user funds. Those were held by an open source, immutable smart contract that they deployed on Ethereum. They did operate a front-end service, providing a user interface, talking to the contract. Anyone could do likewise. And they never had privileges to unilaterally control any of the auxiliary services either. So this raises some big questions, like, are software developers criminally liable when they develop privacy software? And if that software is used, including by criminals, does that make them complicit in a criminal conspiracy? And if you deploy immutable code, are you deemed to be controlling it? All of these questions came up in the trial that occurred over the last couple of months. There were expert witnesses opining on this, including cryptographer Matt Green, who helped me understand some of the factual matters of the case, so all opinions are mine. And we recently, earlier this month, got the verdict. The jury was deadlocked on the charges of conspiracy to commit money laundering and sanction evasion, which are the ones most pertinent to the privacy aspect of the protocol. And as for the money transmitter charge, well, surely that would be thrown out because, as we know, 6 years ago, the US Treasury decreed that providing software for blockchain privacy does not make you a money transmitter. It's in writing in a guidance. Nonetheless, the jury found Roman Storm guilty of a conspiracy to operate an unlicensed money transmission service. So for those in the community who are building privacy software and cryptocurrencies, that's pretty troubling. At least in the US, we used to believe that it's okay to develop such software because that is speech protected under the First Amendment. This trial raises questions on how robust is that defense when privacy-enhancing technology is involved, and especially when it moves monetary assets. So be careful out there, and looking forward to the appeal.
All right, and on to our next talk. Oh, Eysa.
We forgot to revoke her password, I guess, when, she no longer became chair.
Moving on.
Thank you. Yeah, just before I begin, there's one errata that I need to correct. So I'm very happy to make up, but there was some implication that there's something wrong with Amazon devices, and that is absolutely not true. I'm just saying. So with that, let me tell you about a new benchmarking suite for homomorphic encryption that we're setting up. Or not. Yeah, maybe it would help if I press the right button. Anyways, the point is this is a benchmarking suite that was meant to be useful for technology consumers as opposed to its producers. The goal is to have a relevant and fully specified workloads that are motivated not by the libraries and the implementation that we have, by interesting use cases with performance numbers that can inform FHE deployment decisions. We want to have fully specified workloads to enable comparison and identify trade-offs. But the point is we really need numbers to help businesses make decisions such as, which of the things that I'm doing I can feasibly do with homomorphic encryption and what implementation variants I should use when I do that. We have been working on it for about a year now under the auspices of homomorphicencryption.org, which is an industry group that tries to standardize various aspects. We identify some number of potential workloads with various degrees of deployment. You can see them on the right. The more bold it is, the more well-specified it is. We agreed on some aspects like what to measure, how to organize it. We agreed on some personas of users of that thing, from application developers and that wants to use FHE to FHE developers and hardware developers that want to develop and accelerate it. But the thing I want to tell you about it is that now it's actually up there. We have the first draft of the benchmarking suite up. It's it's an organization, it's a GitHub organization with a couple of repository. Right now, it contains lightweight harness and 2 workloads. One is for vector search, useful for things like biometric match, document search, RAG. It's an end-to-end encrypted workload where you make a query and you get back the payload of the matching records. Comes in 3 sizes, from 50K to 20 million records. And an ML inference workload that currently has the MNIST model, which you can think about as small, and we expect to have other things like CFAR, maybe BERT-tiny, and in our dreams also Llama 2 7B. Things like single inference, batch inference, the model can be encrypted or not. Both workloads include the spec of the workload and a reference implementation of it for people, as an example of how people can submit implementations. Help us by submitting implementations. There are still a lot of aspects that we need to walk through. How are we going to verify claims results? What are we going to do with submissions that are not open source? How to present the results? And we need examples to walk through all of these questions and come up. And we hope to sort of officially launch it by the end of the year, but it is already up there, and it's open, the things that are available are open source, and we're going to move more content into there in the coming weeks. So thank you.
You know, sometimes it feels like Eysa's just still here with us.
Yeah, I do kind of miss her a little bit.
Oh, wow. Huh. You know, yeah, I kind of feel a little bad. I mean, not that bad, but like maybe, maybe I'll, I rightfully earned this chair by, popular support. Everyone wanted it. Although I'm sensing some pressure for some reason. But, maybe I'll consider abdicating my chair.
What do you think? Should we let Eysa back as a co-chair of the rump session?
All right, I'll kindly allow Eysa back. It was a good time while it lasted. So have fun.
Are you sure you don't want a third chair?
All right, and on to our next speaker. Green goes forward, red goes back.
Thanks, everyone. Before I get started, I have a quick question. If any of you work on bounds, I would like to know the limit on how many times I can get lost in Anna Kappa Hall. Today, my limit is 16. I'm hoping it will be less tomorrow. So get back to me if you have help on that. But yeah, first of all, I want to say that, of course, simple solutions are much nicer than complicated solutions. So this is how I chose my research topic, because of course you all often find yourself in this situation. You have a really nice post-quantum chem, you can do a nice key exchange, you send your public keys, you get your ciphertext, all's good. But it's late at night, so there's a bunch of raccoons out there who will go there and steal stuff. And of course, always remember that raccoons may be quantum. So what happens? If only there was a nice solution to this. And of course, one of the best things you can do is passwords, right? We know nothing wrong with them. They're perfect in every single way. We should use them for everything. And especially we can use them for our key exchange. So our poor little raccoons right here will get stuck behind the door. Second fact I want to say today is that quantum computers are absolutely happening right now. And for legal reasons, that may or may not be a joke, depending on who asks. So this is what can happen. You can have these little raccoons with a queue, which is a joke I totally stole from that guy over there. Thanks for the joke. But yeah, so our raccoons might go ahead and get themselves a little quantum computer on the internet, on AliExpress with a queue. Thank you. Which leads us to the topic of this talk, which is the great quantum takeoff with a queue. So imagine you find yourself wanting to bake a cake, but you're not allowed to use any eggs, milk, honey, cheese, or chocolate, right? You're like, what am I going to do? And a similar situation is what's happening with PEGs. So a lot of PEGs are built around Diffie-Hellman assumptions. So if you want to do post-quantum, what are you going to do? But it turns out actually that the solution was cake. Because what you can do is you can use a symmetric encryption with a password, and you just hide your little chem messages in some cake. And then your raccoons with the queue will be too busy to care about whatever you're doing there over there with your weird crypto stuff. So yeah, this is not my work, but it's based on this. So the question is, how do you bake a post-quantum cake? Without a queue, sorry. First, you start off with any flavor of post-quantum chem that you like. You use some password, a random oracle, and finally, most important ingredient is a family of invertible permutations, also known as an ideal cipher. And not pictured here is a 30-page security proof and a bunch of salt, a lot of salt, honestly, really. Which leads us to fact 3. that just as cupcakes are hard to resist, so are quantum attacks. So my first year of my PhD went about like this. I was trying to prove post-quantum cake, started making it, had a breakdown, bon appetit. So right now we have a bunch of cool proposals for nice protocols, but so far there's no proof of the generic construction that will work for any chem when you consider quantum attackers. And this brings us to this list of the reasons why I cry in the shower. I will only give you some of them because, yeah, it will be a bit long for a rump session talk. But ideal ciphers models under quantum access are definitely on that list, even above the QROM. But definitely below the fact that my plans don't love me back. So for this Christmas, I really wanted to ask Santa for adaptive reprogramming for quantum ideal ciphers. But yeah, it turns out the dragons are a bit easier, it seems, right now. But unfortunately, it turns out that you cannot really avoid this problem because raccoons are quite clever and they have very specific tastes in cake. You will never know what they want before they get there. So it turns out that you can use a meta reduction to show that you cannot prove this without showing that you can reprogram this oracle adaptively. And so what do? That sounds really lame, like I wish this worked. So the idea is, first of all, to start using less idealized models, but it turns out random oracles are really nice. So there's this work that deals with the fact that for ideal ciphers, we cannot manage this yet. But we do have some cool stuff we can do for the QROM. So the idea is, can you replace all of these stuffs with random oracles and make it work? Still an open problem. If you're interested in this, please come talk to me. So with that, it's the end of my attention span and maybe also yours. So thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, and for this next talk, we have a bit of a treat because our remote submitter could not make it. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Here in the flesh.
Je m'appelle Jean-Jacques Piscator. Now you know why I love the word Q. Oh, that's fine if you insist. Yeah, I'll pretend to be Steve Martin from the Pink Panther movie. Je m'appelle. What's my name? Thank you. Can you move on to the next slide if you can? Thank you. Oh, je m'appelle Jean-Jacques Piscator. And if you are wondering why I don't look like a Jean, a Jacques, a Jean-Jacques, or a Piscator, that's problematic. I was in the beach, tanning, and that's why I'm so brown. But more importantly, a seagull came and stole my slides away. So I actually don't know what my slides contain, but that's the way. Oh my God, I'm actually doing a rhyme. I'm better than Steven Schwartz, who did Wicked the musical. Oh, flopular. I'm gonna be flopular.
Don't spoil it. That's
I
coming
know.
next.
So I am here to talk about the risk of client-side scanning. Apparently, it's called CSS. Okay. I have a lot of CSS, but that's an interesting CSS. The end of personal cryptography, I never had one. I mean, I lost it when I did my PhD. And the end of IACR, I'm not a member. I'm here just smuggled myself in. I just came right in.
I think actually I am going to take that clicker from you and I'll control.
Oh, actually, that's actually much more fun. Yes, I absolutely.
Do that.
Just go completely. Apparently, CSS is supposed to stand for content that's being, whatever that means. Yeah. But anyways, people are thinking about using it in October. You know what's happening in October? Halloween. And I will use CSS for Halloween. It stands for contrived whatever SS. We'll workshop that. It's not Shami's secret sharing. It's okay. No. Think about that. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. I like a good chat control proposal. That's what I usually do when I have a chat. I create a group chat and then I'm like, if you are not funny, like I am being right now, I'm being an unfunny person, but that's okay. That's just me being sufficiently inebriated. Oh, I forgot my accent. I am trying to be careful. There's Georges. Oh, well, there's Aldous. No, go back. No. Vous êtes, no, I am married to a Francais person. Vous êtes ici. I don't know what that means, but vous êtes ici. Okay, so Aldous Huxley is going to be doing les merveilles du monde. I don't know what that means. Anyone is a French speaker here? Yes. What does it mean?
Wait, what did you say?
Can you translate that for us?
Yes.
The best in the world.
What does it mean?
The best in the world.
Apparently, I am the best in the world. Please support me because I want to whoop Michael's ass because I don't see the slides before. Oh, if CSS is adopted in Europe in next October, that's where we will conveniently move CCS, you know? CCS is no longer going to be, where is CCS happening next year? Does anyone know? Anyone in the audience? Oh, it's a crypto crowd, so they don't know where CCS is happening. It's okay. Huh?
Taiwan.
Joe, no one asked you. I know you just got and read a paper in crypto. Calm down. But yes, apparently now it's no longer in Taiwan. If I win, it's moving to Europe. So you don't need to deal with the visa and all of that, you know? Oh, I like a good backdoor. Oh, that's my story of my life. No need of backdoor. Open door, no protection. Yes, I'm not going there yet. Give it time. Oh my God. Where were you going with it? You interrupted my train of thought. No, go back because I got jokes about that. I know you want to get to your flopular. I'm gonna be flopular. Now that's a terrible number anyway. Because I don't like Steven Schwartz. Before the door closes, you really need to make sure that the what does CSS stand for? I forgot already. Go back. No, go back. Yes.
Client-side scanning.
Yeah, client-side scanning.
Oh, client-side scanning. I do like a bit of scanning that's happening in the client side, but this is not it. But anyway, if you really want to do this, the apps will spy you for the government. For the gov? No, no one cares about the governor of California. Fuck him. Fuck him. But anyway, move on to the next slide. Oh yes, open access. We in this community care about open access. It's very important. We support open creativity. It's very important. And there is this weird DOI link. And I thought for the longest time, DOI meant Department of Instigation, but apparently it's not that. And read and act. I mean, she really wants me to get off the stage. I mean, Allison, I was your student. Give me some grace. Oh my God. Bucks in our pockets. Yes, I have like bed bugs right now, and I've already introduced it to Anna Kappa. So you're gonna get itches tonight. You're just gonna be like, you're just scratching the itch. It's okay. Scratching the itch is the way to live.
Do we have any questions in the audience on?
Yes, please. Actually, any questions? I'm actually. Oh no! Read and act. Yes.
It looks like we have some questions.
Yes, I will come to you, Michael. Calm your titties. Oh my God.
Yeah, so it looks like READ and ACT are acronyms, and I was wondering what READ stands for and ACT stand for.
Oh my God, you really caught me with that one. You know, READ really stands for really everyone acts dumb. Okay? ACT. That's more interesting. All clients are terrible. As somebody who works in secure aggregation, come to my talk, by the way. Our lecture is at 10 a.m. Where is Philip? Philip, are you here? Oh, yes, what time is our talk? Thank you. Because the PC decided to merge our talks. Yes, what time is our talk? Apparently sometime between 10 and 12. So we will be the stoppage between the talk and lunch. Anyway, does anyone want to really eat lunch at, what is the name of the dining commons? De la Gala?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I will try to pretend as if I can speak Spanish, but that's okay. Let's move on to the next slide. Is that one? Oh, no, never mind.
I'm gonna have to take this offline.
I'm gonna be flop you.
You know, if you have follow-up questions, please contact Jean-Jacques. Thank you. All right. So while Eysa and I deliberate on the prizes for the rump session, we're going to play a music video for you that was prepared for CFAIL this year. So big thanks to my friend Melanie Bowditch for doing this. She's not a cryptographer, but this is her 7th CFAIL parody video. So I think she's going for an honorary doctorate. Okay, so let's go ahead.
Flop, 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 flop. Balls help to make you flop, you learn. When we reach depressing outcomes, far off base, disgraced like dum-dums, let's remember on our own behalf to think of celebrated minds like Einstein, Poe, Van Gogh took time to refine. Did they have instant triumph? Don't make us laugh. They were floppular, please. It's all about floppular. It's not about quick success. Own up to your mess. Pressing on determinedly. At CFAIL, we're floppular proudly. Though you tried and erred, do not be deterred. CFAIL may be the key. There's a wonder in each blunder. Your flop-up's not a tragedy. Flop, 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 flaws make you floppular. Celebrate your failvulosity.
All right. Well, we're going to have some finalists for our awards come up and join us on stage. So in no particular order, we have Marie for Interactive Goofs for Wizards. We have Martin and Miriam for The Ballad of Snake Oil Crypto. We have, I think it is Adam Schul for On the Insecurity of Infalls, with an honorable mention to Adma Schul for introducing Infalls. And we also have Michael Rosenberg for On the Impossibility of Submitting Titles on Time.
To decide the ordering, because these are finalists for best rump session, we're going to do by applause, try to do like, popular vote. So we're going to start with Michael. So if you really like his talk, please give it up for him. And then we're going to have our next mystery contestant. If you would like to give your round of applause. And then our crypto snake oil ballad. And finally, Marie.
I think to me, it sounds like our best rump session award is going to go to Michael. So congratulations. I think with our runner-up being Marie. So I have prizes for all of you. So first prize is gets first pick, but I have 3 of these little UCSB bears. I have some CFL floppy hats, which Adam is modeling perfectly. Thank you. And I also have some CFL t-shirts, which are all size large. So those are your choices. But let's go ahead and thank everyone for participating in the rump session. And I think we can give ourselves a prize for ending on time. So thank you.
Oh, and finally, please let's give it up to our who the third honorary co-chair of the rump session.
Thank you, Alexis. Thank you.
And
I will just note that she is ineligible for prizes this year, which means her count will not go higher than mine again.
Can I have a artistic commentary on the conflict between Allison and Alexis?
Yes, go ahead.
Why should be either or? We could have one chair more. We all are amazing chairs. You could be all the chairs.
I see. So you're suggesting that next year we should have 3 chairs? All right, thank you. You're right, we could have been. All right, and so that concludes the rump session. Thank you, everyone.